Hi guys, Sahara here. I'm really excited to make a video today just sharing like a breakdown of my sales for the month of June now that the month is over. I think this was my first full month of doing YouTube like with my reselling business, so this will be like my first breakdown showing you guys exactly how much I did in sales, how much my expenses were for the month, showing you what kinds of expenses you can expect to have in a reselling business, and just showing you the difference between what I sold, like my total sales, my total expenses, and then finally at the end of the day, what was my net profit for the month of June. I won't really be sharing any specific sales for you for the last week. I figure we'll just move ahead into July, and I will have a what sold video for the first week of July pretty soon. Sales have definitely been slowing down. I can tell that summer slowdown really is hitting now. If you don't know what that is, basically in just most retail businesses, e-commerce, just sales-based businesses, they all see a big slowdown in the summer because people are spending their time more traveling with their family, doing things outside, just not at home shopping as much online and stuff. So we do see a big decrease in sales that time of year, but once school starts back up in August, it'll slowly start to pick back up into the holiday and fall/winter season. So that will be good. And yeah, let's get right into it, guys. Okay, so I already recorded this whole thing once, and then I realized my microphone was off the whole time. So round two, here we go. All right, these are my sales for the month of June. Week one, I did $1,689. Week two, I did $2,117. Week three, I did $2,239. And then for week four, which was and week five, which was only 2 days. So for the last 9 days of the month, I did $2,391. This all added up to gross sales of $8,438. Definitely a really good sales month. I was very happy with this. And yeah, my expenses were a little high though. So let's get into that next. All right, the first expense, and obviously the highest one you will have in a reselling business, is for your inventory. Personally, I use a cash method of accounting where the inventory costs you are seeing for this month are not necessarily the items that sold this month. They are all the items that I purchased this month to sell, many of which did sell this month because I sell things usually that sell pretty quickly, but some of which won't sell for months to come. You know, I'm still picking up like winter items in summer when I find them at a good deal that is just too good to pass on. So, yep. Basically, I spent $2,054 on inventory this month, which is a little high for me. But I was trying to kind of like reboost my inventory a bit. Basically, in the months of so at the beginning of this year, I was averaging about 2,000 items in my eBay store, in like all my stores, I guess. But eBay specifically is a platform I list everything to first. So everything goes on eBay. When I cross list, I miss items here and there, or I just don't get to everything. But yeah, basically I had about 2,000 items in my eBay store. From about March to May, I went through a period where I was going through some health problems, and I was reselling quite a bit less then. And so my store went down to 1,500 items. So I was still bringing in items, but I managed to sell so many, I got down to 1,500. So I was trying to build back up my inventory a bit this month as I'm working on growing and expanding my business. Listing more items makes you more sales. So I was trying to build my inventory back up. So I definitely did have higher inventory costs. I also bought a couple of ThredUp boxes this month, stuff like that. And I also have been shopping more at the regular Goodwill stores just to see what they have along with the bins, which naturally would increase my cost of goods because I am paying more like $5 to $8 an item there. So yeah, not too bad though, considering the sales were 8,400. We had about 2,000 for inventory. The next thing was Posture VA. This is a Chrome extension that is basically a virtual assistant for you, and it is only for Poshmark. It was my first month trying it out, and so I got a discount of $5. It's usually $25 a month, but I definitely think that it was worth it. This is how you use it. It's right up here. So it'll share all your listings for you. It can automatically follow people for you. It can send offers, delist old items and relist them, all kinds of things. So I definitely feel like it is worth the $25 a month. I mean, that amounts to literally less than $1 a day. So if it even brought you in one Poshmark sale a day, it would completely cover it and make it worth it, I feel like. And I definitely saw just using the relist delist feature. I did that like the first week of having it, and I like relisted all the old inventory in my Poshmark closet, and it majorly boosted my sales of old inventory doing that. Okay, so the next expense was my List Perfectly software. That is the cross lister that I like to use for eBay. And basically, like I said, I list everything to eBay first, and then I use List Perfectly to cross list the items to other platforms. Basically, instead of manually having to on my phone go in and upload the photos and upload all the information to every platform, I upload them all from my phone to eBay, and then once I'm in my eBay, I cross list them using List Perfectly, which transfers the photos, the titles, the descriptions, the categories if it can, and the sizing and all that. And I just have to like check it out, make sure all the details are in there, maybe edit the shipping on Mercari, and then I just post it. So it makes the process so much faster if you are trying to sell on multiple platforms. And so when I am listing, I think my goal right now is like 20 listings a day. So that would be like 600 listings a month. This definitely saves a lot of time and it is well worth the $50. Okay, the next expense for me is my eBay store. When you first start selling on eBay, they give you a limited number of listings you're allowed to have in your store at once. I think it's like 200 or something like that. Obviously, I've well surpassed that. So you can either pay per listing or you can just get an eBay subscription. And so I opted just to get an eBay subscription. It costs $59 a month, and I can have up to 50,000 items in my eBay store for that price. Definitely not too bad. The next thing that I got this month is I purchased 2 new inventory racks and an office chair. And so those are the reason I like separated these from my other just miscellaneous business expenses is because these are like an out of the ordinary purchase. I obviously like I definitely don't need to buy an office chair every month. You definitely don't need to buy an office chair starting out unless you really just don't have an office, but then you could even just go to Facebook Marketplace or find something cheaper. And the inventory racks too are something that if you're new to reselling, like you can grow into having like inventory systems like that. You could easily just start out with a Rubbermaid bin from Target, so you definitely don't have to overcomplicate things. Or if you didn't even have that, you could literally use like a cardboard box, like a really big Amazon box. Just want to keep the items clean and like out of the way and organized in some way because you don't want to be selling items and then not able to find them, which if it happens to you, just know it happens to all of us at points. But a lot of people use bin systems to store their inventory. Personally, I like to use these racks. I will show you them. I get them on Amazon. So this was the one I ordered this month. Later in the month, basically I was using a spare closet to store all of my dresses in, and like the cheap rack that was attached to the wall, like when we got our house and stuff, it was starting to come out of the wall and it just really did not look good. And so I measured the closet and this fit like perfectly. For the closet, I just built it in the closet. Super easy to put together, and it is so much more stable, so much more steady, and it holds more items than the rack that I had before. So that is awesome. And the second thing that I got, this was the office chair I got. I only spent $100 on it. I'm going to link all these things below because these are just some of the things I purchased this month for my business that I wanted to recommend and show you guys. It's a really nice chair and it was only $100. The next thing that I got was, this would just be in my miscellaneous supplies that I spent $120 on this month. This was a new stain remover I was just trying out this month, and it worked really well. I was pretty impressed. I think between this and the other one that I already used, which is called like Bunch of Farmers or something like Soap Stick Stain Remover, I'll link it below too. Those two are really affordable and they work really well for removing stains. Okay, I got my bread and butter, you could call it, packing tape. I always get this packing tape. I've like compared like all the ones on Amazon, and I think this is like one of the best prices. A 12 pack for $24.99. They're really big rolls, and it's really nice quality packing tape. Like it's definitely not cheap by any means as far as quality goes. The next thing that I got this month is I had to re-up on my shipping label rolls. I highly recommend, if you are selling even like 40 to 50 items a month or so, just go ahead and get yourself a label printer. It will save you so much time. It will save you money because printing labels with ink and paper actually costs more if you do the breakdown. Like these are only 4 cents a label, and the way a label printer works is the thermal printer, so you don't need any ink ever. And yeah, it just works so well. I feel like it saves you so much time. I wish I would have gotten one way sooner. And you don't have to go out and buy a Dymo. They're pretty expensive. Personally, I have an old school Zebra TLP 2844 is the model number. You can find them on eBay. They're called the Zebra TLP label printer, and they work super well, and you can get them for like $30 to $50 on eBay. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend those. And the last item was another one of these racks that I got. I wanted one for the middle of my storage room that's on wheels so I can push it back and forth, side to side, move it around as I need to get around. And yeah, this one is really nice. Like it's on the wheels, you can move it, and it's still just super high quality. It holds so much weight. Like you do not have to worry about it giving out on you. I definitely think the claims they make about how many pounds they can hold are accurate. And so these racks and stuff are definitely an investment, but personally, they're just the approach that I prefer for my like inventory storage. I do not want to be digging through bins trying to find items. I don't want to have to number every single item and keep a spreadsheet to find it. That is just so much more work, I feel like, than hanging it on my rack that's specifically for men's sweaters and just looking through the men's sweaters and seeing the one I'm looking for. That goes so much faster. I understand though that if you had an even bigger store than I do, you might want a more itemized system, or if you had employees and stuff, you might need that. So yeah, but for starting out, you can definitely start with bins and then move up to these if you are interested in doing a similar approach to me. Okay, so the total expenses added up to $2,684.92 for the month. And so if you do the math, my net profit this month was $5,753.47, which breaks down to about $190 per day in profit, which I guess, I don't know. Let's just say I work 6 hours a day. That's about $30 an hour, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I mean, I don't know if probably spend about 6 hours a day on it. Probably like 4 to 6 if I really added it up. I'm not sure. It'd be interesting. I should calculate that because I'm really curious. But $30 an hour about is pretty good to be making as a stay-at-home mom, guys. I am so happy. God blessed me with this business. God definitely led me to this opportunity. And so I'm just super grateful for it. And I'm happy to share what I've learned with you guys. And I just want you to know that anybody can do this. And you can, what I love about this business is that you can do it on whatever scale works for you and your lifestyle. So if you only have a few extra hours a week to put into a side hustle, and you only need to make like another $500, $1,000 a month, you can definitely do that with this business. My sister, she is in the Army, so she works a full-time job in the Army, and she has started reselling in probably just like, I don't know, the last 6 months and stuff since she got back to the States from being stationed overseas. She started reselling, and she messaged me the other day that she did like $950 in sales this month or something. And I was just so happy for her. So like she made like $800 profit this month, and she's only been doing this for like 6 months or so, like part time. And so I'm just so happy for her. And I just feel like that's a great example of how you can do this at whatever skill works for you and your lifestyle. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to continue doing these breakdowns each month, I definitely can. So just give the video a like if you want to see more content like this. And please, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. It means so much to me. And it keeps me motivated to keep making content for you guys. So I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you so much, guys.